has come to our family. You remember our venerable house? Opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous and unnameable power. With relic and ritual, I bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal of antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth, but we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Darkest Dungeon. Now hopefully this will be a slightly better video. I felt the last video I was doing, I was rambling. I was just, it was bad. So I was scatterbrained, everything. I decided, you know what, I'm going to redo it, and hopefully this time it's a little bit better. So welcome to Darkest Dungeon. This is a roguelike dungeon crawler. In a way, it's an RPG as well as more of a strategy RPG, but you'll see as we go along. So this isn't an RGR, this isn't an LP, this is just a look at. I have played this game a lot, I have several hours under my belt. My test playthrough, I have about 17 hours in, and the RGR that I started, I get, that's the timestamp, but that is actually pretty accurate, because that's my test play is, it's been over about 4 days. So yeah, I will leave a link in the comments, in the description down below for the Steam page, as always. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're ever curious, you can always ask me. No, I am not being paid by any of the games that I review, by any of the developers or the publishers. I strictly just do the games because I find these games interesting, and they're not getting a lot of limelight, or are, outshadowed by other games that seem to be either a little easier, or that their marketing team did a really good job and blew up the hype train for a game. Case in point, the space game that came out not that long ago that got blown up out of proportion. I can't think of the name right now. It'll flash up on the screen. Future Mike, flash the name of the game on the screen. Anyway, I like to play and showcase obscure games. In this case, Darkest Dungeon. Yes, it's well received on Steam, but I haven't seen a lot of playthroughs of it on YouTube, which is weird. So I'm going to show you my test playthrough. We're going to go through that. Now, I am running mods. I will show you the mods. So we have Add Heroes in Heroics First Edition. This basically retools your heroes. We have Inventory Expansion. I'll explain that in a little bit. No negative trinkets. Trinkets, for as expensive as they are in the game, I will show you, they can suck sometimes because they have one really good trait and the rest are terrible. More gold, gems, and heirlooms stack. So it's a stack increase for the gems and all that. Eliminating hallway stress, which is a really good thing. In the Crimson Court DLC, the actual DLC released by the game developers, as you walk through the hallways, once you have the DLC downloaded and installed, once you walk through hallways when you're going from room to room, when you're in a dungeon, you can get stress, and that sucks. So yeah. No more enemy criticals. Your critical rate on hitting an enemy is very low, and it was never retooled, it was never fixed, it was never patched, and the enemy crit rate is very, very high. So what they did was they balanced your crit rate and they got rid of the enemy crits. So it's the game a tiny bit easier. And then we have Courtyard Plus. Courtyard Plus, we'll get into that later. So, this is the DLC that I have. I have Crimson Court, Districts, Flagellant, not Flatulent. They're not the farter. And Shieldbreaker. I already have a Shieldbreaker on my DLC team, or my LP team, or is it the RGR team? I can't remember which one, but let's jump into it. I think I have the intro from the old video. If not, the future me will remember to insert the opening video for you, FMV for you, ladies and gentlemen. That way you get an understanding of as to what's going on. Not really, but you do. It's a nice little opening FMV. If you live for risk and darkness, by all means, bring few torches. Yes, that is a game mechanic. I don't know why it does this, but on OBS, the screen.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling, serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
Shifts.
The fiends must be driven back, and what better place to begin than the seat of our noble line?
Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Why is it like that? That's going to annoy me. Give me 1 second. I have to redo the screen in OBS. this, because for some reason decided to shift everything in a weird way. And now I have no idea if this screen's gonna be right or not. Well, it's recording. I didn't do this before. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave this alone. I'm gonna leave this as is. And then in editing I'll fix it, because that, I have a feeling that if I go and mess with it, it's going to mess up. So you saw that little dingus stress that he got. It's not the end of the world, because the torches start to go out.
The light, the promise of safety.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Cheat activated.
Okay, so these are my characters. I'll introduce you to the characters after we get out of this dungeon. This place sucks. Alright, so we're here. Let's head there. Oh no! Let's see. My friend, transform yourself. They're like, holy crap, he's a monster!
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
I was planning on doing that. Bump in the night. Would you attack that? I don't care if you're a skeleton or not. Would you attack that? Freaking attack. Oh, you.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands.
Take all of that, thank you very much. So normally you have just these 2 rows, and once you're full, that's it. Now that I put on that one mod, now I have 3 rows, and the other one, the full version, actually gives you a 3rd row. That's actually nice. Controls are really simple. It's just left and right. It's just the mouse button. So left on, if you click towards the right of the screen, they'll move right. Click towards the back of the screen, they'll back up. And if you see an object, you just, a door, you just click on it. If there's an object, you can click on that as well.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
So when you're in map, to get from room to room, you literally click on the map symbol above your inventory, and then you can have them you can set this as a default party order, as to who you want in what order. I usually go by what their particular abilities require, so he can't be in the front row in order for him to use Demon Pool. So I'm going to move him back. At least there. For him, yet again, he's one of those where his shots count. I'm gonna look at who can go where. Him there. I'm gonna move him back. I'm gonna move him to the front. So, minus sacrificial stab, all his stuff can work in the back row. All his moves can work. And minus... Oh, I think all of his can work. Yep, so he's good. So let's get the heck out of here. And yeah, they do mirror the rooms when you walk back. So that's actually pretty nice. So let's go there, because we're gonna have to go back anyway. Nothing in that, because those were already rated. Yeah, why not? Everybody eat. We got food to spare. So that's good, that's good. Let's go up there. Back up. Interesting. Up, up, up. Oh, crap. Alright. Vulnerable hex. There. Huh, we can do a partial transformation. And throw up bile on people. That's disgusting. It's like, oh, he can do a partial transformation and puke on people. And it's acidic. How dare you? Plague grenade.
Devastating blow.
Noxious blast. Oh. Let's do a great job.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
No, you beat me with the wrong fangs.
Formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
All right. Yeah, the battles are straightforward. They're not. Oh, who's poisoned? Oh, you're poisoned. I don't have any antidote. I'm sorry, my friend. There's a reason why I'm doing that to him. Really? And these guys in the background. Plague grenade.
Well struck.
Yeah, that would stun me too if a tentacle just comes out of a portal out of nowhere. Absolution. Let's see. No, play grenade. Do the hex on him.
Masterfully executed. Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
It is time, my friend.
Back to the pit. Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
It's kind of dark there, buddy.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles. Paid for in blood.
Alright. I have no idea. I think that's the entrance. That's the way we came in, isn't it? Yeah, that's the way we came in. So let us go here. Ah, the torch. Okay. Yeah, I know. There we go.
In Radiance, may
Everybody.
we find victory.
Sure, why not? No.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
I'm giving him the blood for a reason. Oh, I fell for the trap. Gotcha.
Mind that such missteps are the exception, and not the rule.
There is a trap. There is a curio and a room battle, apparently. So every time you enter in one of the dungeons, I will show you before we end the video. You have a condition you have to meet. In order for me to finish this dungeon, I have to cleanse the area, meaning I have to
As
do
the light
all
gains
the room
purchase,
battles.
spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
Let's have the Black Doctor. Could have been worse, I suppose. We are out of food.
Fear and frailty finally claim their due.
Okay, afflicted. When heroes can't take the stress anymore, they can become afflicted. This manifests in different behaviors and stat changes. Afflictions last until you send them to treatment in town, unless you can reduce their stress to 0 during the quest. So until we fix his, until we get him to calm down, he's going to be afflicted with fear. So we can get the hell out of here. And get him some mental help. Stress continues to build beyond the point of affliction. If a hero's stress bar fills the second time completely, their body will give out. Give them aid or treat back. or retreat back to town before this happens. Death awaits us all. Okay, and we're there. So this is the last room. Transform! Oh dear God, what was that? I just love that expression on his face. Plague bomb! Light is lovely. Too slow. Too slow.
A death by inches.
A death by inches. Grape-tastic grape shot.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Ow, how dare you cut me? Veritable heck. Rage.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Continue adventuring. It's trapped. He resists poison. And I just want to double check, make sure there's no more rooms, and we're good. Let's get the heck out of here.
More bones returned to rest. Devils remanded to their abyss.
Oh yeah. So our buddy Fenrir here, too bad he needs some help. Oh, he's fearful. So, but Gallus here managed to find some results. So he's curious. Obsessed with the acquisition of knowledge. Eldritch hater. So he does more damage to Eldritch, and he also receives less stress from the Eldritch. Okay. Yeah, so as you complete missions, your different characters that you get will also level up at the same time. But you have to complete the mission. If you leave, you will gain experience, but you'll gain more stress for your characters, which is not a good thing.
She has paid dearly for her freedom. And deserves better
So
than this place.
Fenrir is going to be out because he needs to take some time off due to stress. So I'm going to get
Shifting,
Pharrell.
swaying. She mesmerizes her prey before the final strike.
Alright, so that's complete your first foray into the ruins. So this is pretty much your goals. Well, it says quest goals, but yeah, this is your goals for the game of Darkest Dungeon. You have the main goals for the game, and then you have roster goals. Raise Abomination to resolve level 6. So pretty much you're getting all your characters up to level 6. I don't know what that was, and I don't want to know. Alright. So this is your little hamlet. This is your estate. Down here we have different items that we use in order to upgrade certain things. In this case, we have busts, we have portraits, we have deeds, we have crests. We can trade certain ones for others if we wanted to. Our gold. We can embark on another mission. We have, well, the districts is locked right now. Here we have the town crier. This is the caretaker. Here we have our trinkets. Nice, we actually found one. Ooh, amulets. Glossary to teach you about the game and different things. What a glossary normally does. Inventory, of course. And then we're gonna sort by stress. You are stressed out, dude. Alright, so we have our stagecoach, we have the survivalist, we have the tavern, we have the sanitarium, the graveyard, the abbey, the guild, the blacksmith, the nomad wagon, and the ancestors' memoirs. Let's head to the nomad wagon first.
Trinkets and charms gathered from all the forgotten corners of the earth.
In the nomad wagon, you can gain trinkets. Trinkets add different abilities to different characters as you equip them on your character. So if we were to, let's say, right click on Sharuk, and we bring up our trinkets, I can give him, let's say, the dodge stone, or I could give him the move amulet. 20% move skill chance, 30% move resist. So yeah. In this case, I'm gonna look at him and go dodge. His dodge is 10. How's Gallus? His dodge is 10. Grievous's dodge is 10. Fenrir's is 23, which isn't too bad, but he's got fear, so he's gonna be out for a little bit. Siegfried, his dodge is 5. His isn't all that great. So for Siegfried, I give him dodge. See, if I had another one, I'd give it to Elysium, because Elysium, hers is 0. We have Paige, and then we have Thorel. Cool. Max HP takes a hit because she has fragile. Ruins phobia. So if I have a mission in the ruins, I don't have to take her. Okay, so if she's going to be really good at the Cove, but we don't have any missions at the Cove just yet. Alright, so I could just buy things as is, but I'm not going to. I'm going to come here. This is the upgrades for the Nomad. So we have the Merchant Network, and we have Wagon Size. Wagon Size increases how many trinkets will be available for us, and the Nomad, or the Merchant Network, reduces overall price.
Rarities and curios. Sold at a
My
profit,
advice to
of
you,
course.
get this first. This is 50% off. This was $10,000. Now it is only 5. So yeah, get this first. Merchant Network, definitely a must. And then worry about
An increasing stockpile of curious trinkets
the amount of
gathered
trinkets
from
that you
forbidden places.
Over here on the left-hand side, underneath your family crest, you have the different locations that are available to you.
The bellows blast once again. The forge stands ready to make
So
weapons
there's a
of
lock
war.
on it. Self-explanatory, it's locked.
Make
But-
no mistake, we will face ever greater threats.
We can go to different
Our
places.
soldiers must be ready.
faster. You don't have to go back out.
In time, you will know the tragic
You don't have
extent
to keep
of
going
my
back
failings.
out in order to go to different places. We can just go through it nice and quick through here. So come to the stagecoach. This is locked right now because we have to increase the instructor mastery, weaponsmithing, and armor smithing to level 2. But yeah, we have Seeker Hellion, Seeker Plague Doctor, Highwayman, Vestal Occultist, and another Hellion. Hellions are really good. Page, I'm going to dismiss.
Slumped shoulders, wild eyes, and a stumbling gait. This one is no more good
Check
to us.
out Bastille. Okay, so she has Doctomania. She's obsessed with killing. There's claustrophobia, so she has a fear of enclosed spaces. But she has Wild Explorer and Photomania. So she receives less stress if the torch is above 20% less stress if the torch is above 75%. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So that's Vestal. Let's see what Harriet is like. Ooh, she has a hit for her critical chance. It's the spot, minus 2% crit. But it's not too bad. She has Weld Technician. She does more damage in the weld, but I'm liking Vestal. So we'll get Vestal.
Barbaric rage and unrelenting savagery make for a powerful ally.
Okay, so we've been to the Nomad Wagon. Let's go ahead and buy these. I'm gonna get 2 of those. Oh, this is a leper only. Okay. Alright, so this will change after we go do a mission and either complete the mission or have to come back to town. This will change. Let's go to the guild. The way this works, first we're going to reduce the cost.
Some may fall, but their knowledge lives on. Every creature has a weakness. The wise
This will
hero
help them upgrade
trains
to
for
a
what
higher
he will
rank.
face.
We're just going to take since Fenrir is going to go into the monastery because he's had stress, we're going to work on him first. And all this is doing is leveling up his abilities. So now he has transformation level 2 as a human. He changes into beast mode. Right. Manacles, beast's bile. So yeah, it just upgrades his stats to 2, which is actually pretty nice. Oh, no, I didn't want to do that. Let's check out Vestal. We can unlock the rest of her abilities. I'll explain what that pop-up was in a minute. Same thing for Thorough. Elysium. Can unlock these and upgrade them. Siegfried. Unlock and upgrade. We already did Fenrir. Grievous. Gallius. And Chadwick. So yeah, that's pretty much how you upgrade your character. That is how you upgrade your characters. But that's only upgrading their skills. If you want to upgrade your character's overall damage, you can bring it to the blacksmith. Before we do that, I want to come here.
A sharper sword, a stronger shield, anything to prolong a soldier's life.
Reduce the cost.
In the end, every plan relies upon a strong arm
So for Shahrukh,
and tempered
we
steel.
can upgrade his up to level 2. So you have to think of it as, before they got the upgrades, they didn't even have these. Now with the upgrades, they do have them. Yeah, it's kind of dumb how they do that. I don't know how they're upgrading his hand, but okay, sure. Siegfried. Elysium. Sorrel. Ah, she's not level 1 yet. Okay. And the steel is not going to get them either. Okay. So like I said, because they're still level 0, think of it as this. They don't have these weapons yet. So yeah. Alright. So we're done there. Not much else to do just yet because a lot of other stuff is still closed off. So let us take Fenrir Heavy. Fenrir. Shahrukh can go in there. So until they're done, they're going to be in there until after we finish our next mission. The tavern, to check Gallius, he's a known cheat, so he's not allowed to gamble. But he can go to the bar. Grievous. He's allowed to gamble. Siegfried is God-fearing. So if he goes to the town, he will only pray for stress relief. He has some egomania going on. He's a kleptomaniac and he has very thin blood. Yeah, so he won't go anywhere near the tavern. Elysium, she don't care. I'll send her to the gambling hall. Throne can go to the bar, and Vastille, yeah, she takes a little bit of everything. A little pricey, but. And then Siegfried, I will take him to the rest of it. So I send everybody there. It's not the end of the world. I can go to the stagecoach and just grab some random characters so that way I can do, oh crap, my next mission. So yeah, this is Darkest Dungeon. It's not hard. It's a very fun game. It's just there's a lot of micromanaging that you have to do, and a lot of stats that you have to keep an eye on. But if you do that, then the game. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Yeah, like I was saying, if you take your time, know everyone's strengths and weaknesses, which is pretty much typical for any RPG-esque game, and you know who gets along, who doesn't get along, because there are certain characters that don't like certain other characters because of different traits and stuff that they have. I believe there was one that I had where Siegfried had a quirk where he didn't like abominations. So if I teamed him up with Fenrir, then yeah, it was gonna be bad. It was gonna be really bad. It's bad enough that when he uses his transform ability, he induces stress on everyone else. So yeah. But you know, these are the little the little things that you have to learn. So yeah. If I were to rate this game, I would give it a 10 out of 10, maybe a 9 out of 10. It does have its shortcomings, but you can easily subsidize it with mods or with DLC. But yeah, it's a really good game. So if you want to see a full LP of this, let me know. I will gladly do an LP of this. We can start over. We can keep using my file. We can use the other file that I started. Doesn't matter. The only thing I would probably do is God mode for the later half of the game, because it can get very difficult. And when you start running out of characters, that's when you run into problems. You know, 1 or 2 characters, they can get through some of the easier dungeons, but later on, the harder dungeons, I've seen gameplay footage of it. Not much, but I have seen gameplay footage of some of the later dungeons, and boy oh boy, if you're not prepared, you'll either run out of food really fast or you will die. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as always, I'm your host, Michael Gardner, aka Blue Fox 22. As always, stay safe, stay healthy as humanly possible, and above all, stay foxy. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and ladies and gentlemen, I will see you in the next video. Alright then. Bye-bye.